Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 395, I believe, today. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about your email domains and why your email might be failing. I know I've done a few of these and I've got lots of links to them and lots of podcasts on them, but I'm still getting a lot of questions on it. So I thought I'd just come back and cover it off and try to add a little bit more context to what the issues might be if you find that you're getting messages back from your email marketing program saying, no, we can't send these because you're blacklisted, and I'll explain that in a minute, or why your emails might still be going missing. So let's get into it and then see how I go with this one. Feel free to reach out if you have questions on it. If you have specific questions about anything I'm talking about today, please do reach out. Please let me know, because this is a complex topic. It covers a really wide range of things that you need to think about. And it's really frustrating. If your email's not getting through, if people are saying to you, I'm not receiving your emails, it's really frustrating. So let's hop into it. Last year, a lot of the mail service providers, so Microsoft, Google, a lot of the ISPs who accept mail in for you, increased the level of security authentication required on your email domains for those emails to be delivered. Now, what does that mean? I mean, that's all a lot of jargon and buzzwords, isn't it? What it means is that there is a way on the internet that you authorize a specific service or device to send email on your behalf. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is if you have a web server and your web server is sending out messages on your behalf. So let's say, in this case, it's normally what it will do is it will send emails back to you saying, hey, so-and-so's filled in your contact form. You need to get back to them. Sometimes you'll have it send out a response back to the person who's filled out the form saying, hey, thanks, we've got your inquiry. We'll get back to you. If you haven't authorized your web server to send email on behalf of your domain name, you're going to have that mail blocked. If it's not blocked, it will end up in the spam bucket. Even if you've got the basics set up, you still need to have this extra level of authentication set. So your web server is one thing. Your email marketing programs are another. So MailChimp, MailerLite, Zoho campaigns. I'm sure there are others out there. Active Campaign, for example. You need to, and they've probably sent you messages saying you need to authenticate your domain. You may need to make sure you've got this set up on your domain done so that we can send an email on your behalf. You're telling the internet that these specific services are authorized on your behalf to send on, are authorized to send on behalf of your domain name. What are the other ones that we're seeing? Oh, your Google Mail. So if you're running Google Suite, or you're running Zoho Mail, or you're running M365, Office 365 or Microsoft 365 Mail, you need to authorize, let me rephrase that. You need to tell the internet that those services are allowed to send mail on behalf of your domain. Going back to your web server, if you're running web server mail, and it's becoming less and less of a thing now, although there are still people that do it, you need to make sure that your web server is set up so that it can send email on behalf of your domain name. It's authenticated to do that. Now, do you see how wide that is? It's not just a matter of saying, well, I've set up ActiveCampaign or I've set up Zoho campaigns and it's authorized to send on my domain's behalf. That's fine. It will send on your domain's behalf. Anything sent from those programs will likely get through to someone's inbox. What we're seeing though, and this is a problem that came up this week, is one of those programs came back to us and said, no, we can't send because you're blacklisted. Your domain is blacklisted. Well, okay. So I went and did some digging, and it looks like, we're still digging into it, but it looks like the domain has been blacklisted because one of those other services hasn't been authenticated properly. And and when it's going through to the end place, the place where the mail needs to be, it's going, well, you're not authenticated, hits it with this is an unauthenticated mail, and the blacklist is picking it up going, well, we're just going to blacklist that domain. We're not going to we're going to say that this domain has got things going out that shouldn't be going out. It's not authenticated, so nothing can go out from that domain. So it's a really wide thing. It's not just enough to have one service authenticated. You need to make sure that anything that is sending on behalf of your domain, sending emails on behalf of your domain, has the right authentication set up on it. I'm going to link the podcast that I've done on all of this before. Eventually I will have some tutorials on it as well. But the things that you need to check for each of your services. So you start with your mail services. Make sure that if you're running Google Suite, if you're running Microsoft 365, if you're running Zoho Mail, if you're running another mail provider, that you have set up within their systems your DKIM, your domain keys identified mail key, and that you've actually put that into your domain name and it's coming up with a green tick to say, yes, this is authenticated. You need to make sure that you have for your web server a DKIM, domain keys identified mail key, set up, and that you've got that set up in your domain, on your domain name, your DNS settings. You will need a DKIM for every service that you use. It's not enough to have one. You need one for every service that you use. You also need to make sure that your Sender Protection Framework record, SPF record, has authorization for all of those services. So your SPF record can become quite large because it will allow you to identify IP addresses, it will allow you to identify domain names, and it will, which includes the domain names and the domain names that those other services use to send mail on your behalf. So you've got your DKIM you need to make sure is set up for every service. You need to make sure that your SPF record is set up to authorize every service and every device that you send mail from. And I don't mean your mobile phones or your computers. I mean your servers and your services. The final thing that you need to make sure is that you've got your DMARC set up, your DMARC record set up. And if once you put your DMARC record set up, it works in conjunction with your DKIM, and it's the lock it's the lock nut on it all that says this is all working together and these are all authenticated. There's a lot to think about here. It can be really confusing. It can be really, really frustrating. So if you need help, reach out. If people are saying we're not getting your mail or your mail is going to our spam box, that's where I would start looking is, do you have everything that you need to authenticate it? Are you appearing on blacklists, and are you appearing on blacklists because of this? Really, really important stuff to get into, really important stuff that maybe not to understand exactly how it works, but to understand that it's an issue. More important to understand how to get it fixed so that all of these frustrations go away or they're alleviated to a greater degree. So feel free to reach out if you're having any questions, or reach out to your IT people and ask them to have a look. Whatever it is you do, that's where I would start my troubleshooting for you. If you want to reach out, by all means, leave comments here. If you've got questions on anything I've said today, or if you haven't made any sense, I'd love to hear it wherever you're watching or listening to this video. You can send me a DM on my social media channels. That would be fantastic. I will get back to you eventually on those. You can come and join my community at askcharlyleetham.locals.com. I would love to have you as part of the conversation. Otherwise, come across to my website and you can get a free 30-minute consultation where I can run through some of these things with you. Please, if you can, like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell if you can, if you haven't already. Gee, I'm having a good day, aren't I? And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.